Hello and welcome to another stream. Checking, microphone's all good. How you doing, everyone? I hope everyone's doing fine on this Saturday in the UK. Right now, we're going to talk about the RTX 3070 and also the RTX 3060 and the 3060 Ti. So we've got some information right now. So let's go. So nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 Ti is going to be coming out around October. I think the RTX 3070 is going to be coming out just after Big Navi. So we're going to have 3 SKUs, but I'm sure there's going to be 6 SKUs of AMD graphics cards coming out. I know that there's Navi 21 and Navi 21, Navi 22, Navi 23, and it goes backwards. So the first one, I'm sure there's a few SKUs if I remember rightly, because what's it called? Sin Child is going to be the one that's fast on the 256 bus on the actual graphics card, and it's going to have more power, less power delivery, but it has more expensive stuff on the actual graphics card. I cannot remember. I have to go back to my notes. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the RTX 3060 Ti. So the RTX 3060 Ti is going to be on 8nm. So it's going to be called the GA104200, and the board and the reference number is PG190, and it's SKU 10. It's going to have 4,864 CUDA cores, and also it's going to have an 8GB GDR6. And the next one would be RTX 3060, which will come out slightly afterwards, because then there'll be AMD's lower line going out and going into Q1, if I remember rightly. So if this comes out in October, it could be going November, December, depending on what's going on. And that's going to be a little bit lower spec. Also, the RTX 3060 Ti is going to have slightly more power than RTX 2070 and 2060, if I remember rightly. And that is going to be, that's going to be definitely, should be around October. I'm just trying to think. October 25th is when AMD's meant to be coming out. So if they've got everything already, that's when they're going to be smashing stuff out. It's going to be a TDP watt of up to 180 watts as well, and it's going to be pretty much a little bit of a beast. If it's got a little bit more power, this is speculation, I reckon it should be able to have that little bit of overclock to it as well. So I'm not too sure, not even 100% sure it's got ray tracing or not. It could do. Hey Archie, how you doing? How's my favourite stream doing? How you doing? It's all good, it's all good. And the RTX 3070, so 8nm GA104300, and that code is PG142/141 SKU 10. It's going to have 5,888 CUDA cores, and it's going to be 8GB of GDR6. And then obviously the RTX 3070 Ti, this is what I think people are speculating, which they want to see more than anything else. Obviously RTX 3060 Ti, that's still going to be alright, but it's going to probably be like a jump of like a GTX, what is it, 50, what are we in now? We're in 30, so it'd be 2050, GTX 1050 Ti. Flipping hell, I'm losing the plot here. But anyway, so RTX 3070 Ti, 8nm GA104400, and board and reference numbers are going to be PG142/141 SKU, and that's going to have 6,144 CUDA cores and have a memory bandwidth of 16GB or GDR6 as well. So all of that is kind of like what AMD is going to be having, because the GDR6X is what's going to be on the other Ampere cards, which is on the RTX 3080 and 3090, and also a 3080 20GB model. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with that at the moment. Do you think I should get the 3060 Ti? For you, what you want it for? Yeah. Actually, saying that, I had the prices written down somewhere. Where are the prices? Let me see if I can find the prices of what it is. Hang on 1 second. I had the prices. I don't know where they've gone now though. What is it? Oh, don't know what I've done with it. But yeah, there was a rough price, a rough guess of what it was going to be for the 3060 and the 3070. And I can't find it. Oh no, I cannot find it at the moment. It might be up here. Where the hell did I actually put this price list? I gotta find it. Where is it? No, it's not that bit. But anyway, I'll just carry on and then I'll come to the price afterwards. Yeah, so if AMD come out with the RTX 3060, AMD come out with the RTX 3060. If nvidia comes out with the RTX 3060 around October time, if these problems are still happening with these crashes, because I do want to talk about these crashes as well with the RTX 3080s. Now, Jay's2Cents made a sick video. He nailed what was going on. But I've already spoke a bit about what you can do with it, but I spoke about it in like an hour stream, but towards the end. So what I was saying is that, well, actually, forget what I was saying for a minute. We'll come back to that. You can check that stream out in the link in the description down below. But what he was saying is about the post caps that are going to be on the actual third party manufacturers. So basically, if they cheap out, this is the same thing what happened with Gigabyte back in the day when it was all about if you want to overclock a CPU. I think it was on what board was it on? It was AMD CPU, and it was on an AMD motherboard. Yeah, that's what it was. AMD motherboard, and there was problems with ASRock was fine, Asus was okay, Gigabyte went a little bit downhill, and MSI started going downhill because MSI used to be like really good with obviously calling the motherboards and stuff. And then Gigabyte came back after many tests. They didn't want to be caught out again. So it was all about the phases and doublers. And certain manufacturers were trying to cheap out by using cheaper doublers or cheaper phasers in there and capacitors. So obviously they could have a better, more stable overclock on the actual CPU, or the CPU just ran too hot and it wasn't running properly. The same thing what's happening with these graphics cards at the moment. The manufacturers are trying to cut corners, or they haven't had enough time to obviously get these graphics cards out. As you might have heard, is that Zotac graphics cards had a few problems when it overclocked. When it was boosting, to 2 gigahertz or 2 gigahertz plus, what happened is it started to shut down and artifacting was happening on the screen and stuff like this. I said the natural fix was to fix this with the power supply to give it more power. But that depends on what the post caps are on the actual graphics card. But you have to take the graphics card apart, and if you do that, then obviously you avoid the warranty. So this is what I was saying about Jay's2Cents. He had a few graphics cards, and he was looking at what the different post caps are. And the first thing that I said is do not buy basically a cheap RTX 3080 or 3090, because when you do that, this is the difference in price. What reflects is that what happens is you get cheaper like components on there, and everyone was clocking all at the same, but it wasn't working the same. So the one that I said would be a good one was the Trio card by MSI, because they've got all the post caps on there, or the MLCC caps that are on there. It depends on what they're using, and also that the amount of power draw that it comes from the graphics card is fine, and it will be okay. It doesn't have any crashes. But Zotac's had problems, and they're normally cheaper, but they do have some more expensive ones. I don't know about the Asus one, but I know that EVGA have a wide range of them, and it's really hard to tell which graphics card had these like two post caps that are decent, high quality post caps, but it could be more different things. So what you're going to expect if you have bought an RTX 3080, you're going to definitely have a problem with some of the manufacturers. Some of the manufacturers, because it boils back to NVIDIA. NVIDIA's graphics cards, the first reference cards, are fine. It's some of the reviews that have got them as well, they're fine as well. I think some of them like GameWard and Zotac and some other companies that are out there, they're having problems with it, but some of them have like said stop, don't bother obviously talking about this at the moment, let's get this fixed. Some of the companies like I can't remember, some of them are not going to speak about it at the moment, and some of them are going to try and go down the cheap route and do a firmware update, or they're going to try and dull down, buy a firmware update, knocking your card down to 5% on the clock, on the memory clock. So what happens is it won't hit that over 2 gigahertz speed, and technically what you pay for is what you paid for, but this is not what you paid for. You paid for that clock. Some board partners have their clocks slightly higher, unless you know what you're talking about and how you're going to test the actual clock speed. You can use MSI Burner, that'll be on there, or some other software, and then you can check it out that way. But yeah, there's some fix which could be turning off G-Sync, or dialing down your memory clock, which is just pointless, or waiting for a firmware update, which is going to be cheapest for board manufacturers. Some manufacturers are literally just changing their cards and then sending them out. So technically, it's going to be more of a wait for your new graphics card, the RTX 3080, and all the ones that went and got them first. Some of you are going to be all right, some of you are not going to be all right. There'll probably be some sort of like thing going around and shows you kind of like what the caps should look like on the graphics card. It will kind of match up with the model, so it will show you, but obviously if you take it apart then warranty will be voided, or they might want you to send it back, and some people question it whether to send it back. In this what's happening right now, is it really worth sending it right back right now? Because obviously when you're going to get it back. But anyway, you got the RTX 3060 Ti and RTX 3060 afterwards that comes out with Big Navi, but I did say to wait for AMD to bring out their stuff, and we've got to see drivers. We've got to see if their boards are going to be fixed and all that sort of stuff. We don't really know what's going to be actually happening right now, so it's like really quite annoying. But yeah, so oh yeah, I've got an update as well for the graphics cards, and this is for Alpha Cool. Where did I put it? Right, it should be here. Right, Alpha Cool. I've basically got compatible water blocks if you're interested in water cooling. For the RTX 3090, RTX 3080 Tough plate. They've also got compatible water blocks to the MSI GeForce RTX 3090 Gaming X Trio, which I said to buy because that graphics card has got all the good quality components on there. MSI GeForce RTX 3080 Gaming X Trio 10 gigabyte, 10 gig, 10G, 10 gigabytes, GDR-RX. They got that for that. They're around £136 or 136.98 euros. And what else we got? Yeah, so it's all Asus. It looks like Asus and MSI have all got the water blocks right now, and that's from AlphaCool. So, what questions you got to ask me, mate? Got any questions to ask? How you all doing? It's all a bit crap, really, for everyone that's got the RTX 3080 in a way. Like, is my graphics card going to mess up? Well, we don't know. If you put it in a system and then obviously you get past that over 2 gigahertz, then possibly. But it could be that you got the wrong cable in, or you got the wrong cable in the power supply, or you haven't got enough power to power your power supply. Someone said to me about the RTX 3080 needs around 650 watts. Technically, I don't think so. I think you need around 850, and then obviously the RTX 3090, 850 to 1000 watts, because it's just got so much power draw. But it depends what graphics card you're using, what it's rated at. But also they're talking about using more newer modern power supplies for this. so it actually works more better on the rails, and the voltage is regulated properly. So I don't know. But yeah, AMD are going to be coming out. And as I said, I still think they're going to definitely have this opportunity right there to obviously put their graphics cards out and their CPUs out. And it's going to be so crazy. People probably starting to lose a bit of trust from the comments that I've been getting. They're losing a lot of trust through NVIDIA. But there's a lot of people that have been waiting in queue. And they're like, I'm getting a NVIDIA graphics card. I'm going to like stay up all night and go and get it. You know, there's loads of people that do that. They're like the Apple heads. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, to be honest with you, it's a little bit of a crazy one right now. Oh, and also, I didn't even realise. I hadn't even covered the RTX 3090 crashes. I only covered the RTX 3080. I didn't even know the RTX 3090 was crashing. So I'm going to have a little deep dive in that as well. I didn't even know. I only knew about the RTX 3080, and there's a few fixes, obviously, like turn off G-Sync, check your cables and stuff, reseat the graphics card, reseat the CPU, check temps and stuff like that. Make sure that drivers are up to date. Go in, and if you're at a level of doing your BIOS, try changing the BIOS and that. I don't always recommend changing your BIOS because your BIOS might be okay and you upgrade and then it messes everything up. And then you got to work out how to get out of that screen and stuff. So it's like really annoying. Yeah, so that's it really. These are what's coming out and that. We're going to have some real powerhouses. So the RTX 3060 Ti, it should be on a die size of 392 mm square. Should have 17.4 billion transistors. Obviously, it's got 4,864 CUDA cores. I can't even remember. What did a GTX 1070 Ti have, roughly? I swear that's like these graphics cards that the NVIDIA's brought out, it's kind of overlapping that. They're just real power, like, graphics cards. And how far is it from the RTX 3070? I don't really know. They've got the same memory clock, 14 gigabytes per second. They're on a 256-bit bus as well. That's pretty crazy. They're on a 256-bit bus at that level. That's gonna probably beat RTX 2060s, 2070s pretty easily, pretty far. But yeah, there's a bigger power draw with them as well, so I don't know. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say, the price. So October the 15th, if you're looking at, again, RTX 3070, we're looking at 500. So if we're going into UK pounds, probably between 480 or maybe it's got to be, 489, I reckon. And then TI probably about 50 to £60 more, and then the board partners with their version on. So technically, would that be going over the price of like what we got at the RTX 3080? Then we got the 20 gig. Well, nah, that should be fine. Should be fine. Yeah. So it's gonna be a bit of a beast, this graphics card. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, I'm going to have a look about the RTX 3090 because I didn't even know that I even had crashes. I only knew about the RTX 3080 and I went in there. That video is doing really, really well because I've talked about how you could fix it, but that was towards the end of it. So everyone's kind of looking at that now, and then other people are picking it up, other reviewers and stuff. So I don't know. So basically, we're going to have the RTX 3090, which we got out, but we can't get yet. RTX 3080 20 gig model, RTX 3080 10 gig model, RTX 3070 Ti model or Super, RTX 3070 don't know much really about, I only know a little bit about it, RTX 3060 Ti and RT 3060. So that's going to be crazy. And I think this is going to be happening from October into Q1. So all be prepared for getting a new graphics card and all that. And if we're under lockdown even more, then technically it's going to be even harder to get this because other people won't be able to make these cards quick enough to get them out. So AMD hopefully will do well and give us competition at the same time. If they can't get the graphics cards out at the same time, or there's a driver issue like NVIDIA's having, we're going to have real bad problems. But anyway, what are you saying? Right, any questions before I go? Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Follow me on all social media platforms. Hit the Discord link down below as well, and I'll keep you updated down there as well, or I'll obviously put a stream up. Probably will be going back on later on, because I want to check about the RTX 3090, because I didn't even know about that. Obviously, this is pretty crazy. Oh yeah, that's what it was. AMD, Sienna, Chi Child, and Navi 21, Navi Founder, and that's Navi 22, and then there's Navi 23. And where's Navi 23 again? I can't remember. Navi 23. Where's my list? Right, Digma Grey Cavefish. So this is in RDNA 2.0. Yes, I knew there was. I knew I put down. There weren't 6 SKUs. It's 5. So RX 600. 6,900. Then you got the RX 6800, then 6700, then 6600, then 6500, and this is going to be going into Q1 from October. It will say when it's available, but you won't be able to probably get it till around Christmas. When is the actual? I can't remember when the Xbox and PlayStation's coming out. If I can remember when the Xbox and PlayStations were coming out, that would really help, because I don't think they want to overlap it, because they want to sell them as well, because it's got their components in there. But I don't know. Hopefully it won't be a paper launch. That's what they say. Anyway, anyone want to ask some questions before I go? And definitely be there, B1. Yeah, definitely. Right, so thanks for watching. Roger and out. And don't forget to subscribe, stick your notification bell on. And I'll see you all later on, probably. Thanks for watching. Roger and out.